Hello, my name is Sarah McGalliard, and the purpose of this video short is to share my experience in conducting a training needs assessment, the methods I use to collect information, and my advice should you attempt to conduct one yourself. Let's begin with a little background. My department supports approximately 1,500 distance learners, and while we have an e-learning site, it's not interactive and is more of a cache for information. Fast forward to now, we have created interactive learning modules that are near completion and are almost ready to launch on our newly redesigned e-learning site. Our field sales and education executives will be responsible for teaching new hires how to use the new system. Because this is a big technology change for our field team and requires a modified approach to the current onboarding process, my manager requested that I create a robust training and acceptance strategy to launch the new modules and reporting features to ensure success and ongoing participation. This was also timed perfectly with a complete restructure of our field team responsibilities and territories, change in executive leadership, and relocation of our corporate headquarters. Needless to say, lots of change. Conducting a training needs assessment was critical to ensuring we were on the right path with our strategy and supporting the needs of the business and our learners. Although I had a lot of background information already, I used this project as a way to delve deeper into the new needs of our field team, how they currently onboard new hires versus how the process was expected to shift with the restructure, and what the competition is doing. I surveyed our field team to gain an understanding of how they currently utilize the e-learning site in training, specifically onboarding, their level of comfort with using the system, the features they find most valuable, and how they would like to learn about new features. I conducted an unstructured interview with my manager, which led to an informal discussion with the VP of Education to fill in the gaps my manager was unable to answer. I also conducted brief phone interviews with a few of the field team members and educators. Extant data provided a wealth of information from which to draw a conclusion from, and while the informal process certainly helped to uncover sound information critical to the success of this project, so did taking the Colombo approach. The informal discussions I had with various individuals helped me to conduct a series of temperature checks to understand the full picture of not only the current situation, but gain insights and predictions for the near future. Through this process, I learned so much about my organization in terms of challenges we face and how to potentially overcome them. Here are some of the key takeaways that I found most valuable from this experience. Don't make assumptions. Just because you think you know something doesn't mean you actually know anything. Ask questions, a lot of them, even if they seem silly or like you should already know the answer. Know what your competitors are doing. Being armed with this information is beyond valuable. Not only can you leverage it to gain more buy-in for your initiative, but also generate support and credibility from your learners. Prioritize your priorities. Don't make something a priority just because it takes more or less effort or seems logical from the client's perspective. Always consider how the end user will take in the information and form your priorities around that. Take baby steps if you have to. Most of all, have fun. Experiment with different data collection methods. Make it fun for the participants involved and yourself. It'll not only help your current initiative, but set a positive tone should the need for future assessments arrive. And trust me, they probably will. So finally, here are some of my recommendations for conducting your own training needs assessment. Always have a plan. Even if you're a fly-by-the-seat-of-your-pants kind of person, always go in with an objective. In other words, over-prepare and then go with the flow. This will save you from wasting your time and others, as well as under-delivering. You were born with 2 ears and 2 eyes, but only 1 mouth. Please use them in that ratio. Ask lots of questions from various sources. Just because someone may not be in your department doesn't mean that they don't know what you're talking about. I was surprised to find out how many others in my organization have conducted assessments such as this, and they were able to offer a lot of insight on the process as well as the industry. Don't be afraid to push back on the initial request when it makes sense to do so. Discover your proverbial water coolers. They can take the form of a break room, going out to lunch with various colleagues, or even a quiet hallway. You'll be amazed at what you can uncover. Don't be afraid to go beyond your organization. Reach out to your network when it's appropriate. You might be surprised by what the experiences of others can add to your assessment process. I hope you do find this information helpful. Thank you so much for listening, and best of luck with conducting your own training needs assessment.